Hello and welcome everyone! Dantas here again with another video of Bygone progression. Today we're gonna levels have of 121, 152, which sadly don't have lizards, which I'm kinda stuck on the next wave. And I don't know how I'm gonna actually deal with that, but for now let's just focus on this wave. If you get any questions or tips that you require for progression, just feel free to ask for them in comments below and I'll try to help you with the best way of ability. So, 4 robots here. Main thing to keep in mind, keep them together, break the shields equally so they can't actually tank damage because they're kinda tanky. And if you're lacking damage like me as a free-to-play player, you might want to actually keep them together. As you can see here, I opted out to slow them a bit to get the most of my tornado that I used early on. Here I'm gonna use preemptively the shield because I remember that around 70% of their health they can actually get the shield automatically, so it paid off greatly here. Now I have to kind of focus on breaking the shield on the last guy, which I kind of miss because of the pull. It's kind of RNG, but it is what it is. And now they're kind of stuck together, so I'm using my Nemesis to basically pierce damage through them and slow them, so I can still damage a lot and trigger perfect time dodge to get ready for the next shield that appears right now, and I can break it right about now because I was waiting for the guy in the back to trigger a shield as well, which I kinda failed a bit because I didn't see that and I acted kinda too early, but I managed to recover because of my king was and the NPC just rushed into between of to my side on the ground and the frame damage overlapped. Now I have easy time dealing damage. I opted out here for actually using the king most of my weapons discharge because king kinda pulls enemies closer, like a little bit, so it kinda helps keep them together. And even though I triggered the shield on the guy on the left, I have to trigger shield on all of them, so I can deal damage equally to all of them. So I don't have actually a problem at low time, which basically is starting getting low. But I see my basically tornado is up, so I'm gonna use it in a second. And with 20 seconds, I managed to clutch this because with the slow, I managed to stack them into tornadoes, which helped me a lot, and there's only one left, and 10 seconds, I just finish him off with the Nemesis gun. Simple wave, with a lot of practice. Now, 152. Very simple wave, because you have to just focus two big aberrants right here, and keep enemies together. The big guys have the most health, others you can just kill with AoE damage, so not that hard to deal with. Here I basically just as always break shields all of them equally, so they take equal amount of damage when they discharge other weapons. Like for example here, no shields to decrease damage taken, and as you can see the hearts are lower than the big guys, so he's basically be focusing them as a secondary target. The big target is basically those two big guys. They have to be damaged equally, so I have no problem later on as the time gets lower and lower. Here I focus on the as well shields. They trigger, I instantly drop my king and try to focus their shields equally and keep them as much together as possible so my damage can overlap to all enemies at the same time. I have less a problem with dealing them later on. And as here I kinda failed perfect dodge, which kinda is annoying, but I'm not a machine to basically get it instantly. I do my best, but sometimes I basically just miss like everyone else. And here I miss again, which is kinda getting to me a bit, but still I managed to have ready king weapon for discharge to break their shields, which is kinda good. Even though my tornado didn't actually deal maximum amount of damage, I still got enough time, which is 1 minute left, and I got enough damage in my guns to finish the wave. Now basically this roll is kinda rare for them to happen, but since I'm kinda close to the edge, manipulating their position is very easy. And I'm kinda charging a king weapon now because they like to have shields around 20% of health triggered here. So I want to kinda avoid that to have like some seconds where I can actually do full damage to them. And now basically I just finish them off from my Nemesis gun, because compared to Samir, that gun hits a bit harder. And now 153. This wave has kinda annoying spine clovers, which for many people they like to be kinda hard to stack, and the damage is kinda high, especially when they stack up and discharge their AoE skill. But here I opted out for using, before the wave started, space-time rift to pull them together much faster. And after the shield breaks, I used the tornado to deal damage further to them. and I'm trying to keep them together, but so far, as you can see, I kinda failed. So I started dropping my king, so I can damage them kinda equally, and discharge my Nemesis, so I can damage it further, and gonna move my position so enemies have to kinda come closer to me than I have to them. And even though this initially failed, but this pushed away, and me not having kinda ready king kinda was still good, because as you can see right here, right now I have a position where basically two of them were close to each other, and I can damage them even with Samir, right here. I can still damage both of them, which is very important, because I ignore the big robot, because it's not the big issue here. Because he's my main source of getting easy time stops, as you can see right here. Because he started moving to attack, I basically easily triggered the dodge, and I got free discharge weapon. So you're gonna just slow down a bit to prepare for the shield that you're gonna trigger right about there where you could see. Now just break it to shield, and now they're nicely together, which means I can pierce for full damage with the Nemesis gun. I further slow them to prevent them charging at me, but in this case they were trying to discharge a projectile attack, which luckily I can stun effect them with my electro weapons. Now basically charge my gun to deal as much damage as possible in short time, and getting ready slowly to prepare the next charge for the shield, which appeared right now. But lucky for me, I didn't make a mistake and discharge early for other stuff. Now it's only 30 seconds left, and I still, as you can see, focus mainly the spine crawlers, because as you can see with AoE damage I managed to kill the robot already, nearly. Now my magnetic is up, I'm gonna release it, and I'm gonna just basically prepare my charge weapon for shield break, because I'm gonna trigger it, most likely, because my damage is not that insane to basically clip that. And now there's only 2 enemies left. So far no shield, but I'm gonna still trigger, because 5 seconds left, and I finished the wave. Okay, 154. So we got another spine clover, however, because I'm aberrant. So main target of this entire wave is this spine clover, because he has most health and is annoying to deal with. Everything else has much less health and much less stronger shield, so they're not an issue. I could probably just kill them with just dropping my king weapon. I mean, kinda aside from the Goliath here, but he's easy to deal with because his animations are very simple. And pretty much here I just have to wait for them to enemies so close together so I can discharge my skills. Like for example that active skill for the pistol. It dealt damage to also the spine cover in the back. Sorry, it's still spine. Now I'm getting ready to discharge my king because they're gonna trigger a shield soon. Yeah, right about now. Because as you know, around 70% they like to discharge your shield, and like then 50, then 30, 20%, and then like around 5%. So it's better to have king or your shatter weapon ready for discharge to break the shields immediately, so you can go back to dealing damage. Here I have for tornado, which I hope is gonna be stuck, which I was lucky to predict because I got all 3 tornadoes stuck on the enemy. All 2, and I dealt insane amount of damage. If you could just let the hit, I probably take like 20% of his bar almost with just tornadoes, which is insane amount of damage for me, because my damage is limited by having only 2-star Nemesis and 2-star Samir, and that probably won't change soon to get upgrade, because if I get actually Samir 3 here, I'll probably melt this wave much faster. But that's not the case because I don't have it, and probably won't have that for a long time still. Anyway, now basically just keep my king weapon to ready for whenever he's gonna trigger a shield, because that's gonna be an issue. Yeah, shield up, discharge, and shields is basically destroyed. And now I basically focus the steel spine only, because I'm gonna finish off the other guy with just AoE. Like for example, if it's gonna be next to the or behind for my Nemesis hit. And yeah, I was kinda lucky here that the charge didn't actually push him much farther away, because as time is decreasing, I'm getting kinda a bit nervous that I actually might fail this wave. But I made actually perfect judgment call on triggering the king to preemptively damage this shield, which helped me a lot. And with this few seconds, I managed to clutch with the Nemesis. And now for the final wave. The sweetie here. I've discharged Strange Cube and Hologram to boost my damage further. Also use Space Type and Missile Barrage to boost my damage further to boost my initial damage. Because believe it or not, I was kinda stuck on this wave for a bit because I was lacking damage. And I also actually managed to clear 255 until here before this reset that happened a few days ago. But I was still failing on her because I was lacking damage, so I had to kinda invest in my gear, which you're gonna see the gear difference compared to my last video. You're gonna see big gear score jump, which basically was needed for me to clear this boss. And this gear score jump actually showed me that I was lacking the crit on gear to actually get more damage out of Samir. And getting that extra crit on 2 pieces that you're gonna see after this boss, my entire gear, it was very important for me to deal much more damage and clear this way finally. And as you can see, I kinda keep her in one place almost throughout the entire fight, at least until now, because she's gonna start charging soon. Because she's gonna trigger shield right about any second, I think. Because her HP is kinda low. And even though I did use my pistol, even if she would discharge shield right here, I would be kinda fine even without time stop. Because I got enough experience over last 4 days trying to clear her with much less gear score and much less damage. So now it's quite easy for me to trigger almost time stop at any of her attack animation, which previously when I was actually starting to progress this wave, last week I had actually problems because I had a very wrong timings. But as you can see, so far it's going very smooth. And I use my basically Nemesis, the big discharge dodge attack, basically when I have out of stamina to use my Samir, which is nice. I was kinda lucky here that basically she actually stopped in the tornado, which is constantly dealing damage to her. Sadly, there's only one tornado instead of 2 or 3 dealing damage to him, but still I'm gonna take it because that's enough. Now I basically have to worry about a shield that can be triggered at like 5%. But other than that, this boss should be cleared because with this time stop I need to save myself a kill, because boss is basically dead with Nemesis shots. And now onto my gear. So my gear was around 35k, now it's 38k. And this only shows how much damage I actually need to clear this one sweetie. Anyway, my hat, no much difference, shoulder as well, armor still the same. Sadly, the bracers kinda are bricked, but it is what it is. I need to replace this well because it's bad. And here the big upgrade, the crit. And here's the pants, the final size, and also crit on my boots. For the weapons, the same stuff, no changes. Matches are still the same, no upgrades anywhere. I mean, I really stuck on the lizard on 150 cents. I don't know when we're gonna upload the next video. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you've got any ideas how to beat 257 lizards, just let me know. Have a great day.